Welcome everyone to This Explainer. We're diving into a massive paradigm shift today, one that's literally reshaping the digital landscape as we know it. We're talking about moving away from simple AI assistants and stepping right into the era of AI agents. If you follow tech at all, you know the buzz is absolutely deafening right now. But today, we're going to break down exactly what this means, how it works under the hood, and why your day-to-day job might look completely different a year from now. Let's get into it.
So let's kick things off with a massive question. For the past couple of years, AI chatbots have become, well, just a standard part of our daily lives, right? We ask them to draft our emails, summarize long articles, brainstorm ideas, the usual. But as these tools mature, what exactly is the next evolution? Like, what happens when AI stops just talking to us and actually starts doing things for us?
Well, the answer to that question happens to represent a staggering $450 billion in potential economic value by the year 2028. Yes, billion with a B. According to the Capgemini Research Institute, this value is going to be generated through a wild combination of massive revenue uplift and deep cost savings across global organizations. Guys, this isn't just a minor software upgrade we're looking at, it's an entirely new engine for global productivity.
And the capabilities of these systems, they are growing exponentially. To put that into perspective, the length and complexity of tasks an AI can successfully complete on its own, with an 80% success rate, is doubling roughly every 213 days. That means before your next annual dental checkup, these systems will be literally twice as smart and capable. It's just a vertical climb in what these models can handle.
Section 1. Assistants versus Agents.
To really get this, we need to understand the fundamental difference. Traditional AI is essentially a tool. You can think of it like a highly advanced calculator. It just sits there, waiting for your explicit prompt, and then it performs a discrete task, like generating one image or writing one email. It's got very limited memory. Agentic AI, on the other hand, acts a whole lot more like a colleague. It actually anticipates your needs, executes entire end-to-end processes completely autonomously, and continuously learns over time using persistent memory. It's a total game changer.
Capgemini's breakdown highlights two really crucial capabilities that make this whole thing possible: proactivity and interactivity. These agents don't just sit in a silo. They actively interact with external data, internal enterprise tools, and APIs in real time. And because of this, they are perfectly positioned to dynamically adjust course and, honestly, just handle their own errors without you having to constantly hold their hand.
Section 2. How AI agents work under the hood.
If we break down the anatomy of an agent, we see a 4-step life cycle that goes way beyond just answering a quick query. Step 1 is the trigger, so a user goal or some kind of environmental input. Then step 2 is reasoning. The agent actually uses reasoning models to break that massive goal down into actionable sequential steps. Step 3, it reaches out and utilizes external tools, like your CRM or a live web search. And finally, step 4, execution. It takes action and actually learns from the outcome for next time.
Now, taking a look at this workflow, notice the orchestration center right in the middle. This orchestrator is sort of the brain, constantly balancing short-term and long-term memory so it doesn't lose context over long periods. And this is absolutely crucial. Look at those lock icons. Those are the guardrails. The orchestrator has to stay within strict operational and safety boundaries to ensure the agent doesn't just go completely off the rails.
Section 3. Levels of agent autonomy.
Much like the framework we use for self-driving cars, agentic AI scales across different maturity levels. It goes from level 0, which has absolutely zero autonomy, all the way up to level 5. At level 3, humans are delegating specific areas to semi-autonomous agents. By level 4, these agents coordinate tasks independently and only escalate to a human when they hit a serious roadblock. And finally, level 5 is fully autonomous. At that point, human involvement is literally just setting the goal and watching it happen.
But where are we right now? Well, the adoption numbers show a lot of cautious optimism. Currently, 14% of organizations have already implemented AI agents at scale, and nearly a quarter have at least launched pilots. But businesses are definitely keeping a tight leash. If you look at the stats, only 15% of business processes are expected to actually operate at those highly autonomous level 3 to level 5 stages over the next 12 months. So the reality is, we're still starting in the shallow end of the pool.
Section 4. Real-world power with Claude Managed Agents.
Let's talk about how this looks in the real world. Historically, developers used to spend months, literally months, building the complex infrastructure required for these agents. Handling secure environments, state management, all the permissions. Well, Anthropic now provides this as a managed cloud service. With built-in features like sandboxed code execution and persistent memory, developers can go from a rough prototype to a live, production-ready agent in just a matter of days.
There's a great quote here from Indragi Karunaratne, a senior director of engineering at Sentry, that perfectly hits the nail on the head. He talks about going straight from root cause analysis to a Claude-powered agent that actually writes the fix and opens a PR. That completely captures the colleague not calculator shift we talked about earlier. In software development, Claude isn't just pointing out a bug anymore. It's autonomously planning the fix, writing the code, and submitting it for human review. It's doing the heavy lifting for us.
And get this, the runtime cost for these managed agents is astoundingly low. We're talking an additional charge of just 8 cents per session hour for active runtime. Basically, you can hire a digital junior developer for less than the cost of a stick of gum. And this is all happening alongside a massive industry trend where AI inference costs have dropped over 280-fold since late 2022. The barrier to entry has pretty much just vanished.
Because of this insane combination of immense capability and low cost, we're already seeing immediate production deployments. Agents are acting as junior developers in software engineering, they're handling end-to-end presentation generation in business administration, and they are autonomously processing huge volumes of complex financial and legal documents in operations.
Section 5. The trust barrier and the human element.
Now here is where things get a bit complicated. Surprisingly, as AI has gotten vastly more capable over the last year, human trust has actually plummeted. Just 12 months ago, 43% of organizations expressed trust in fully autonomous agents. Today, that number has crashed to 27%. As the reality of actually implementing these systems sets in, serious fears around data privacy and that terrifying black box of AI decision-making are severely hindering adoption.
This massive drop in trust really illustrates why tools like Claude's sandboxed environments and strict permission controls are so vital. Think about it. Humans simply won't trust an agent to execute a critical business function if they can't trace exactly how it made its decisions. Without ironclad guardrails, securely tying the system down to enterprise safety standards, that trust just isn't going to be there.
And we also have to address the elephant in the room, workforce anxiety. The data shows that 61% of organizations are reporting rising employee anxiety about AI agents impacting their jobs. In fact, over half believe AI agents will displace more jobs than they create. If businesses want this transition to actually work, prioritizing reskilling and workforce restructuring isn't just a nice-to-have, it's an absolute necessity.
Ultimately, organizations have to completely redesign their processes. You can't just bolt AI agents onto old workflows like a shiny new toy. They have to be integrated as true, supervised team members. The whole goal here is striking that perfect balance, leveraging the 24/7 autonomous power of the agent while maintaining the strategic oversight and the operational control that only a human can provide. So as we look at this incredible $450 billion shift, we're left with a pretty fascinating realization. The exponential curve of this technology guarantees that the agents are going to be ready. The real question for you, your team, and your organization is this: are we actually ready to trust our new digital colleagues? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to keep exploring this incredible shift. See you next time.